Well, Loz, this weekend will be 100 games for Leighton Orient, but I'm sure it feels just like yesterday you were signing for the club.
Yeah, definitely. It's gone by quite quickly, to be fair. I've really enjoyed it, and hopefully we can keep a good run going by getting 3 points on Saturday to mark the occasion.
Saturday felt like a big win as well, especially after how Tuesday went.
Yeah, definitely. It was a hard game. Towards the end of the game, they kind of got on top, but we defended. We saw the game out really well, and we defended very well actually. So I think we deserved the points, and I think the clean sheet was a good bonus on top.
Well, we have had a fair few questions in today from supporters as you reach that landmark. So, right, starts off. Harry's asked, "Who's the best player you played with?"
At Orient or in general? Probably Harry Kane. Like in terms of playing on the pitch with at Tottenham when we was younger, he was top class. To be fair, he could play 10. He actually played 10 for us. So. He was getting on the ball, and you can see that in his games now where he drops short to get the ball and then plays passes in behind. That was a big strength of his, so I'd say him.
Adam asked, what was it like playing in Chile, and would you go back?
It was quite frustrating, really, because I didn't really get a fair chance, I thought. But I think it was more of the fact that I joined halfway through the season where I was not that fit, and they were already very fit. So, and then you're just waiting really as a goalkeeper. It's a very hard position that you play in when you don't play, because you're waiting for an opportunity and one wasn't forthcoming. So, I would go back. I would never ever turn it down. But in terms of, if it was a very good option or something that was good for the family. But, I really enjoy being here. So that's all I think about.
Speak Spanish to good use out there?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I spoke a lot of Spanish there. It was good. I didn't really speak no English there at all. So.
Linda asked, if you had the power, what would you change in football? And that can be like a rule change, or it can be something that something that happens in dressing rooms, or something that annoys you that you'd like to change.
Let me think of games. I think one rule I'd change would be... That's actually a good question. Let me have a think about that. I think I'd change that when it's windy, you still have to play, even if it's extremely windy. I feel like you shouldn't play. Like when we played Mansfield or Northampton this season, and it was like a gale, like hurricane on one side. I just don't think it's... Call it off, yeah, I'd say.
How do you do that, based on a certain wind speed? Or?
Yeah, I'd say... set of wind speeds. I'd say that.
Quite a boring answer.
It is quite boring. I don't know. I'm talking about from a goalkeeper. I hate playing when it's that really windy. But yeah, I'd say wind. Don't like it at all. Yeah.
Ian asks, within your professional playing career, what have been your highs and lows, and within these, what personal challenges have you overcome?
Highs, probably my Football League debut. I'd say for Swindon against Bradford was 1-0 down very, very early, and then we came back and won 4-1. Lows, I had quite a lot, to be fair, but again, I put it down to myself. It was more the way I used to act or carry on when I was at football. It wasn't great, and I had to learn from it, and it's something that I take a lot of pride in now. Not being someone that's disruptive in terms of management, or it takes... you have to almost take a step back and look at yourself to then realise, it's not always the manager's fault, or it's not always another player's fault. It's actually your fault. And I think it's something that I've learned, and I'm going to keep with me moving forwards.
Well, related to that one then, Benny asks, how did you react to finding out Wellens was taking charge after how it went between you and Swindon? Yeah,
I was actually happy, because he's a very good coach, and with the way I am now, I thought I know he'd be a great appointment in terms of the detail that he gives and the structure for us at training. Is something that we really crave here. It's something that we really like. And we actually spoke to each other before he came, and we just cleared the air really. And I kind of told him I'm not that same person anymore. I've got a young family, and that I need to provide for really, and I don't need to be messing my career up. And at the end of the day, he's someone that. I have a lot of respect for, and I think with our performances, not just mine but everyone's, you can see that everyone else does too.
It's a question that a few people asked actually. I'll use Kevin's specific one. He said, "What's the deal with how you place your water bottles at the start of a game?" There's got to be something in it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say it's superstition, but it's just I like to have the bottle in a certain place. Would you say that's superstition, isn't it?
Way,
Yeah, it's just like I like to have it in a certain. But that one only I drink it. So usually I'll have two. I'll put one a bit further away from the goal, and that one's for the players if they get thirsty, if there's a corner or something, and then the other one is just mine. But I hate it. You know, there's sometimes players like they drink my one, and then like it just throws me off my game a little bit because they shouldn't be drinking my water, but. You know, yeah, it's just something I've always done, really. It's nothing to do with angles and stuff like that. It's just I always like to place it there, so then I know where it is, and I know that if I need a drink, I can always go there, and it will be there. So
Ryan asked as well, and I know this one you spoke about before, but he said, "Why do you spin when you kick the ball?" Before you kick the ball?
Yeah, I spin because I feel like if I turn my shoulders to like my neck behind me, I don't get to see the whole picture. So like there might be someone right directly behind me that. You know, they might actually, if I put the ball down, they'd nick it. So I like to just do a quick spin, see the hole behind me. And then, yeah, it's never happened to me before where I've put it down and someone's nicked it. But it's just I always worry about, you know, if I put it down, someone's there. I wouldn't do it, though, if I'm playing quickly. So if I catch a cross, I'm not going to spin. So only if I feel like I can put the ball down to kick it is when I would spin.
See what happened earlier this season with Bombers.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, so yeah, I think it's very important. Yeah, pays off to be fair.
This is quite a good one for you. I think his name's Veggie Jones or Veggie Jones. He said, "What meal would you like to see added to the training ground menu?"
Oh, you know, I'm quite boring. You know, so I really like spaghetti bolognese.
You're also quite fussy, I feel.
Yeah, I'm quite fussy, but yeah, I'm actually extremely fussy. But I love spaghetti bolognese, just like or lasagna, just boring meals, isn't it? So yeah, like spaghetti bolognese or lasagna, that's like my favourite two meals that I'd eat.
Have you requested that, Adam?
No, I should, but nah. When we play games and we stay overnight, there's always like a lasagna or like a bit of meat, like with spaghetti bolognese that I can have.
Have you ever thought about taking a penalty if we were to ever get one again? Or in a penalty shootout as well. You're not very high at the pecking order, are you?
You know what? I actually should have took one QPR. Got asked if I wanted to take one in the first 5, but I was so worried about trying to save them, which I shouldn't have because I didn't save any. But, you know, yeah, I know I would take one. I would. I think it's easy to say it now though when we're in the boot room, in the training ground. But nah, I think I would actually take one if push came to shove. If no one really wanted it, I'd put my hand up.